Stadium. Dave Ross along with Don Lee, glad to be with you for week 5 of our high school football presentations. And Don, of course, two teams who have had tremendous success through the years. Parry McCluer, 4-0 this year. They've won 5 state championships. Radford has won a couple. And, of course, these two coaches are two of the best in the state.
Two of the best, year in and year out. And the other thing very important, Dave, is the pride in the communities of Radford and Buena Vista, because when Friday night rolls around, the people in those towns know exactly where to be, and that's at the local football game.
When you look at, of course, Bob Williams, he's won 180 games. Norm has won over 200. Norm's been here 23 years. Bob Williams in his 19th year. So both of them have been and shown tremendous loyalty at both schools.
Well, it tells you something about them as gentlemen, elder statesmen. There are a lot of names that you can give because they've been so successful. But when it all gets down to the nitty-gritty, there's one thing to say about them. With that kind of longevity, they both enjoy working with young people, and they work with young people well. And many of their successful graduates over the years have gone on to greater things because of the lessons learned from these two fine coaches.
And we will be back with tonight's kickoff between the Bobcats of Radford and the Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer. But first, let's take this commercial timeout.
There's a change taking place across America. People are rediscovering the things that really matter. Caring for one another, living a simpler life, the pleasures of home and family. These values have always been a part of the Farm Bureau tradition. And they're the reason people from every walk of life are turning to Farm Bureau for quality insurance protection. Home, auto, life, value. Helping you is what we do best.
From floor covering to furniture and appliances, the Carpet Outlet has everything you need for your home, and we service what we sell. The Carpet Outlet, Sycamore Avenue in downtown Buena Vista.
It's time for Community Bulletin. The Peaks View Square Dance Club meets every first and third Saturday nights from 8 until 10:30 p.m. in the Bedford Middle School cafeteria. Call the City Parks and Recreation Department for more information. WJPR WVFT Community Bulletin, keeping you in touch with Central and Western Virginia.
It is a private story of pain and sorrow.
He says your husband has 12 to 24 months.
And family united in a time of crisis.
And we just said whatever support Dad needs, Dad has.
Discover how one family finds strength in grief and faces the death of a loved one with courage and dignity. Join me, Shelley Long, for a Family Works special presentation, Rites of Passage.
And we are ready for the kickoff as the Radford High School Bobcats will be kicking off to Parry McCluer. So the Parry McCluer Fighting Blues will get their opportunity with the football first off in this game. Kicking off for Radford will be number 13, Casey Underwood. And back deep for the Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer. They have 3 deep men, and all of them have that ability to move with the football. It comes down short to Sham Wheeler. Wheeler going to run with it and get out across the 25 to the 28. He is met there by number 21 for the Radford High School Bobcats. That's Larnell Lewis. So that is where the Fighting Blues will take over, 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line. They will be led offensively by Mike Twitty, the quarterback, number 11, Jason Barger, Robbie Dickinson, and Eric Carter also in that backfield. And Dwayne Davis and Lenny Fox are the ends. There goes the handoff. Going to go straight ahead to Robbie Dickinson. Dickinson, the leading ground gainer on this football team. 336 yards, averaging better than 7 yards a carry, and has scored 5 touchdowns.
Dave, let's say this to start with this offense for the Fighting Blues. Right away, they line up with 3 backs behind the quarterback, what you call a full house. They're going to run that football, and Radford is expecting this as they're lined up in a tight 6-3-2 defense. So it's going to be some power against force right here.
Second down, 6 to go. There goes the handoff straight ahead, and not much running room there. It goes to big number 46. That's Jason Barger, a 5'9", 223-pound senior. He's met in the middle of that line by Todd Pontius and Cornell Wesley. It is a short gain, a gain of about 2. It'll bring on 3rd down and 4 for the Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer as we have played better than a minute of this first quarter. There goes the handoff, and they're not going to get first down yardage. They met number 22, Eric Carter, as he tried to get around, could not find any kind of running room. Matt Plum was over there and Tommy Tinley, and they were right there. Johnny on the spot, bring him down. It'll be 4th down and 3 for the Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer.
A good stand for the Radford Bobcats. They're winless so far, but they've played some tough competition. They're looking for a big upset here tonight, as the Blues will be favored, so that was a very good stand by their defense.
Ricky Clark is back deep, also number 18, Chapman, and what a punt by Twitty. It's taken there and at the 10-yard line, and we shall see. That was number 18 taking that football. That was C.C. Chapman, and his knee went down inside the 10. Do want to mention also the referees for tonight's game. Doug Beatty, Dick Iafredi is the umpire. Jim Gear is the head linesman. Greg Canody is the line judge, and George Saul, the back judge.
What a punt by Twitty. It went at least 60 yards, Dave, and anytime you get a punt like that off, your team has a little trouble getting down covering it, but he absolutely flat kicked it over everybody's head. The officials even having a hard time getting down to cover that one.
Here go the Radford Bobcats on offense, as leading the way will be Casey Underwood, their quarterback, number 13. Also, you'll see a lot of number 21, Larnell Lewis, also Cornell Wesley, and Chris Hairston. It is a gain of a yard and brings on 2nd down and 9. Second down, 9 yards to go. The ball resting at the 10-yard line. There goes a handoff, and they're not going to get much room there. Chris Hairston, who, of course, was one of the key players on this team with 10 receptions, also better than 200 yards rushing and averaging better than 23 yards per return, not playing tonight. So that will be an individual that certainly will be missed in this lineup.
As Radford looks at 3rd and about 8, it's going to be a tough situation here because this isn't the field. You're very careful early in the ball game when you're playing an opponent and you're the underdog. You don't want to throw an interception down here. So this is going to be a very careful call.
3rd down and 8. 8:20 and counting left in this first quarter. No score between the Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer and Radford's Bobcats. There goes a handoff straight ahead. They get it out a little bit, wedging it across the 13 to the 14-yard line. Carrying the football was Larnell Lewis, and it will bring on 4th down and punting time for Radford High.
We'll see the importance of the kicking game here because the punt a minute ago by Twitty was actually 58 yards. So since the Fighting Blue defense came up with a great stand, forcing the punt by Radford, we'll see the difference in field position just as a result of the punt. So watch where Parry McCluer takes this ball over.
Casey Underwood is the punter, gets it off. It's going to come down and will bounce at the 45, be picked up by Wheeler, and Wheeler will not be able to advance that ball. It is back at the 46 as he had his hand up for the fair catch. So it is a punt from the line of scrimmage of about 32 yards for Casey Underwood, and it brings on 1st and 10 for the Fighting Blues.
So right away, as a result of Twitty's fine punt, with the exchange between the two teams and 2 punts, we see Parry McCluer picking up approximately 25 yards of field position. And again, that's just to emphasize the importance of that kicking game week in and week out.
All right, the quarterback handing off. That goes straight ahead to Wheeler. That's Sham Wheeler. And Wheeler gains a little bit of yardage across the 45 to the 43-yard line. Met in there by the middle of that defensive set, Todd Pontius, and also some help from Cornell Lewis. It is a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. The ball resting at the 43-yard line in Radford territory. Down to about 7 minutes left in this first quarter. There goes pitch wide, and they've got a little bit of running room. He's knocked out of bounds as number 29 carrying that football, Robbie Dickinson, who, of course, as we mentioned, is their leading ground gainer, over 330 yards rushing, averaging better than 7 yards a carry.
One of the best ways in football to get outside. That's called a quick pitch, and you just lead that halfback out to the side a little bit, pull a tackle, your end tries to hook that in, and if that tackle pulls and gets around there, he's on the linebacker. So it's a play that I like, and I like to see a team use it. They did it very effectively, Dave.
So the Fighting Blues get a first down. There they go straight ahead, and again, this time they're not going to get much. That defense was right there. Number 54 helping out defensively for the Fighting Blues, or for the Radford High Bobcats, coming on very nicely. The center of that defense doing the job, met there by Jimmy Slusher. So it is a gain of, we'll call it a yard, 2nd and 9. 6.5 minutes and counting left in this first quarter, no score. There goes the quarterback looking to throw. He's got a man out there, and it is caught by number 88, Lenny Fox, as Twitty hits Lenny Fox, the 185-pound junior, and they get first down yardage.
What execution. They've run the football. They run the football. Here we see a play-action pass where there's a fake. They run the tight end to the opposite side of the field. Now you see a perfect pass from Twitty. Nice reception. Able to pick up about 10 good yards once he catches the football. And anytime you run that ball as well as Parry McCluer does, you're always a threat with the play-action pass.
So they get first down yardage inside the 15-yard line. There goes a handoff straight ahead to Sham Wheeler, and Wheeler will get about 2 yards as we continue to have that clock rolling as we're inside of 5.5 minutes left, first quarter. No score between Parry McCluer and Radford High School. Radford trying to hold the Fighting Blues right here with a 2nd down and 6. The ball resting at about the 12-yard line. There is Dickinson. Dickinson is going to be brought down. Casey Underwood kept with him, and also got some help from Slusher and also Larnell Lewis, and they bring him down for a gain of about 3 yards, and it'll bring on 3rd and 2 with the ball inside the 10 at the 7.
That time we saw them break the four-house formation and go to a wing formation to the right side, and they actually ran a tall sweep, which for many, many years has been one of the best plays in football. So they did show a lot of versatility.
Here goes the handoff straight ahead Dickinson, and Dickinson will drive across the 5 down to about the 3 or 4 yard line. So they get about 3. It will bring on a first down and goal at the 2 yard line. 4.5 minutes and counting left in this first quarter as Parry McCluer, after the punt by Radford, taking it on the 46 and driving down now to the 2 yard line.
Look at the line splits right here, Dave. Look at the line splits. Let's go create some seams.
There goes the handoff straight ahead, and touchdown. Robbie Dickinson, number 29, powers his way in and gets his 6th touchdown of the year as he scores from 2 yards out. And on to do the place kicking will be number 73, John Clark. Give some credit on that offensive line of Parry McCluer. Paige Owens, Kevin Michaels, Scott McCormick, Paul Majors, John Clark, and the ends, Dwayne Davis and Lenny Fox, doing a good job of blocking. So big number 73, John Clark, the 238-pound senior, will try the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Parry McCluer Fighting Blues hang on and get the first touchdown with a score. Parry McCluer 7, Radford High School nothing. We'll be back with more first quarter action right after this.
Enjoy the ultimate pizza experience, the Pizza Den Buffet. Unlimited salad bar, unlimited pasta, unlimited pizza. Sample from 3 styles of crust with all your favorite toppings and more. Or how about a Pizza Den specialty, taco pizza? And don't forget dessert. After all, this is the ultimate pizza experience. The Pizza Den Buffet, only $3.99. Kids 12 and under, just 25 cents times their age. Pizza Den Buffet, daily 11 to 2 and 5:30 to 8:30, Monday and Tuesday night.
Businesses and insurance companies have a lot more in common than you might think. We agree that we need to improve job safety and control rising medical costs if we're going to avoid a workers' compensation crisis. Kemper, its independent agents, and the business community, working together to keep workers' comp costs down for everyone's sake.
For a free workers' compensation consultation, contact Old Dominion Insurance Services.
Check your pulse and prepare to go on scene.
I-2 landing on scene at this time.
When the call is out, you're only a heartbeat away.
I've already checked this guy here. He's got a pulse. It's nice and strong.
When help is needed, you're the first on scene.
Can you speak to me now? Where's my family?
Real drama, real emotions, real heroes. On scene.
Here on Fox 21 and 27.
It's 6:15. He knows the financial section is outside. It's 7 o'clock. He knows the financial section is outside. It's 7:30. He knows the financial section is outside. He doesn't worry about every bump in the market. He's a Legg Mason investor. If your goal is long-term gain with minimum risk, talk to us.
Okay, we are ready for the kickoff here as Clark will kick it off for the taken down there by Lewis at about the 12. Lewis out across the 20 to the 25 to the 30 and finally ridden down at the 34-yard line. Bringing him down for the Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer on that coverage team was number 36, Craig Floyd. He brings him down, and that is where the Radford Bobcats will take over 1st and 10 on their own 34.
Going back to that last drive, Dave, you have to give Mike Twitty a lot of credit. We're talking about the wonderful punt that he got off. Also, he completed a big pass in the situation, ran the ball, ran his team flawlessly, and let's don't forget up front that Big John Clark just did a great job of blocking at that right tackle position.
There's not a lot of running room there as that defense, big number 74, Paige Owens, was there to bring the ball carrier down right in his tracks. And they get no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10, 3.5 minutes and counting left in this first quarter. 7-0 the score on a touchdown by Dickinson and the extra point by John Clark. Here goes the quarterback, Underwood, looking, throwing. He's got his man out there and complete across the 40 to the 42. That's number 84 for that Radford High School football team. Whitaker was able to catch that football and gain yardage across the 40 to the 41-yard line. So Mike Whitaker, getting his first catch of the season, gets it across the 40-yard line. Brings on 3rd and 3. Again, Underwood looking to throw. He had it in the hands of Whitaker, and this time couldn't hold on. And it is incomplete, and will bring on 4th down.
Mr. Whitaker's not listed on the program. I would like to know his dimensions. He is not a he is not a little guy. He looks like he could go about 240 or 245 and being about 6'2". There he is, number 84, and they dropped him right over the middle that time. Wait a minute.
6'5", 290. That's what you call some beef for a tight end. Wow. Here goes Underwood with a punt, and he gets off a beauty. This one's going to roll all the way inside the 10, and it hits into the end zone. What a punt. That one was about a 60-yard punt for Casey Underwood, and the Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20.
Do you call that a mismatch when Whitaker catches a pass, 6'5", 290, and runs at one of those defensive backs who may be 141? That'll make you stop and think back there and maybe reach for an Alka-Seltzer.
So 1st and 10 for the Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer. There goes a handoff, and straight ahead across the 20 to the 25-yard line is Eric Carter. Carter, who has gained 300 yards this season for the Fighting Blues, picks up about 5. It'll bring on 2nd and 5. Clock running inside of 2 minutes left in this first quarter.
You're looking at pretty much of an offensive machine here because they come up, they get on the football, they come off of it, they get good line splits. One thing you don't see a lot of, you don't see a lot of penalty flags when Parry McCluer has the football.
There goes the handoff. Barger's going to go across the 26 to about the 28, 29-yard line. Met there in the middle defensively by Lewis and company. And Cornell Wesley. So they bring him down. It will be a gain of 3, 3rd, and we'll call it a short 2 for the first down.
In this situation, most of the time, you run your best ball carrier behind your best blocker. Look for it to go to the right side.
Dickinson might get the carry, and he does. And I'll tell you, he's fighting. I am not sure he made that first down. The middle of that defense, Corey Wesley, Todd Pontius and company were there, and it will depend on the spot as to whether or not he got the first down.
I think the Radford defenders were thinking about the same thing because that's the same play they scored on a minute ago. You see the two backs, the fullback and the right halfback, leading the power runner through the hole up behind John Clark, who answered the call a minute ago at the goal line, provided a good hole up front for him. This time it's going to be close. I think they're short.
Nope, he did just get it by inches. So it is a 1st and 10. And with a minute left in the first quarter, he gets the first down, does Robbie Dickinson, and it will be 1st and 10. So the Fighting Blues, who have a 7-0 lead on the strength of a Robbie Dickinson touchdown and an extra point by John Clark, lead 7-0. There goes the handoff. Goes to Dickinson, and Dickinson gets some nice yardage as he crossed the 35 to the 36. And, of course, the clock continuing to run. Number 76, Tommy Tinley, was there. Then he brings him down.
Came back on first down, ran the same play that they had a tough time making a short 2. Came back on first down with the same play and made 6. So that just goes to show you they're confident in what they do. It really amazes me the way they just run the same things, but they just run them so well, and that blocking up front is so crisp, and those backs know how to stick that head down and go after it.
There's the handoff, and it will go to number 22, Eric Carter. Carter gets close to first down yardage, but he will be short. Tommy Tinley and Corey Wesley are there to bring him down, and that will be the end of the first quarter as the Parry McCluer Fighting Blues, with a 7-0 lead over the Radford High Bobcats. We'll be back with second quarter action right after this.
High School Football 92 is brought to you in part by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side. By Pizza Den, now with 4 Valley locations. The Virginia Farm Bureau, serving the insurance needs of the Old Dominion. And by Tombstone Pizza. What do you want on your tombstone? Now, stay tuned for the game of the week on WJPR WVFT, Fox 2127.
Hurry in now for unbeatable value during Circuit City's truckload sale. Save on this Sanyo 25-inch TV with remote, just $288.97. This Whirlpool washer, only $247.97. And matching dryer, a low $217.97. Or these Pioneer 50-watt loudspeakers, only $37.88 each. Don't miss all this and more at Circuit City's truckload sale.
Welcome to Circuit City, where service is state-of-the-art.
Change. We can feel it all around us, and maybe it needs to happen, but while it's happening, it affects us all in different ways. I'm Jenny Jones, and I've been through a lot of change myself this past year, and our show is changing too, to deal more with everything that's affecting you and me. Some of those things are provocative. Some are touching. And some are very revealing, but they all have one thing in common. I want to talk about them with you.
Monday morning at 11 on Fox 2127.
When a kiddie car gets banged up, it's easy to fix. When a grown-up car gets banged up, it can cost a lot of money. So you need grown-up car insurance to help protect you. Call a nationwide agent who can tell you the kind of insurance coverage you need. Car insurance, part of Nationwide's blanket protection for your family or business.
Nationwide is on your side.
See Nationwide Insurance Agent Benny Ridpath at 117 3rd Avenue in Radford or call 639-3909.
Blindfold, monsieur?
No.
Cigarette?
No.
What do you want on your tombstone?
Pepperoni and sausage.
Tombstone pizza, Pierre!
Once you start thinking about Tombstone Pizza's killer sauce and real Wisconsin cheese, nothing else matters. So what do you want on your tombstone?
Napkin? No.
Back to action here with the score 7-0 in favor of Perry McCluer. The Fighting Blues have a third down and about a yard. The ball at the 39. They need to go just to the 40 or across the 40 for the first down. Mike Twitty, the quarterback, gives the handoff to Wheeler, and Sham Wheeler gets the first down across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Meeting him there was number 66 on that defensive front, Cameron Mitchell, but it is enough for the first down at the 42-yard line.
Take a look at the offensive line, Dave. Center Scott McCormick, 177. Of course, the tackles, Paige Owens and John Clark, both have pretty good size. Clark being 238 and Owens being 203. But look at those guards. Mitchell's 186. Paul Majors at right guard, 145. But they come off of that ball as a unit and really do an effective job.
And, of course, Donald Floyd also shuttles in there at guard as well. There's a penalty marker down, our first one, as carrying that football was Dickinson, chased out of bounds there defensively by number 2, Matt Plum.
Went back to the quick pitch that time, and I really love to see Paige Owens out in front leading that play. We talked about how the tackle pulls, but this time I had just talked about the fact that they hadn't been penalized, and I seem to put a hex on TV when I say that, and I think this one is against the Fighting Blues.
It will be a penalty which will move the football back to the 32-yard line. It is the penalty, so it will cost them 10 and bring on a first down and 20.
And right now, Bob Williams is saying, let's see, 20 yards divided by 3 downs. If we run it 3 times, that means we got to get about 7 yards. Don't be surprised if they run it here on first down and just see how much they can get, and then that will predicate the calls on the other 2 downs.
11:20 left in this first half. There goes the handoff to Sham Wheeler, and Wheeler isn't going to get much. Big number 76, Tommy Tinley, was there. Also some help by the rest of that defense coming on and did a job, number 74, Todd Pontius. So they bring him down, short gain. It'll be 2nd and 19.
Yes, and they ran something they haven't ran tonight. That was an inside reverse, which gave some misdirection. Don't be surprised if that sets up a pass play off of the same type of situation somewhere later in the game, because they did show misdirection. Look for them to put the ball in the air here.
Here goes the quarterback, Twitty. Twitty going to look to throw the football. He stumbles, throws it deep, and it's incomplete. He was intending it there for Sham Wheeler, but Wheeler unable to come up with that football, number 12. And C.C. Chapman, number 18, was on the defensive coverage. The 5'4", 120-pound junior sticking right with him, and it's incomplete.
And that was a throwback type where Twitty actually sprinted out to the left side only to try to hit something to the far side of the field. And it's the kind of thing that if you run it successfully, it's a great play. If you don't, it's almost possible to intercept that situation. So it was a very safe call. I would possibly look for maybe the tight end across here.
3rd down, 19 for the first down. Quarterback Mike Twitty going to look to throw the football. Looking downfield, got a man down there, throwing it long, and Sham Wheeler's got it. Wheeler, the same play, and this time he is able to get by number 18, C.C. Chapman, and it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line of Radford.
Oh, Mike Twitty. Oh, Mike Twitty. What a job. Watch him wait for his receiver to come open. He has excellent protection. He looks him off, gives him time. Now watch him turn his shoulders, step and throw. And this is about a 40 or 45-yard throw. And they came right back to the same play. Maybe he thought he threw it a little too quickly last time. That is good quarterbacking Mike Twitty.
So Twitty gets the first down on the pass, and there goes Dickinson. Dickinson going to move the football close to the 20-yard line, met over there by Matt Plum, among others, to bring him down.
Confidence. Confidence means so much to a football team. This football team is confident. Their supporters are confident. They started that situation 1st and 20 after the penalty. They only made a couple of yards on first down. They were looking at 2nd and 18 to get a few yards, or they have an incomplete pass, and then they come right back and complete a long pass. That is confidence. There's no substitute for it. And year in and year out, it's the same thing.
Well, there is a timeout here on the field as Radford going to talk things over with a score. The Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer 7 and Radford High School nothing. We'll be back with more second quarter action right after this. After you've produced the yearly report in record time, after you've made order out of paperwork chaos, after you've turned the slideshow into a colorful part of your winning proposal and seen productivity become top priority, maybe after all that, you'll know why Canon is the most popular copier in America. From personal to color laser copying, the choice is Canon. See the full line of Canon copiers at Blue Ridge Copiers, West Main Street, Salem, along with Wytheville and Radford, Southwest Virginia's Canon Sales Center.
For over 40 years, Charles W. Barger & Sons have supplied quality concrete and stonework for Rockbridge and the Commonwealth of Virginia. The former Barger Quarry was one of the first sites in the state to be reclaimed and productively reused, and now is the beautiful Stonewall Square. We're proud to have supplied the concrete and stonework at Rockbridge County High School. We handle construction and all concrete-related products. Call Charles W. Barger today. We want to be your concrete company. Virginia Tech Hokies. Watch the Frank Beamer Football Show Wednesday nights at 7:30 on WJPR, WVFT, Box 2127.
Nighttime backache? Try Momentum Muscular Backache Formula. Momentum has a maximum strain pain reliever to help relieve your backache so you can sleep.
My back feels great, and I slept like a log.
Momentum Muscular Backache Formula.
Please become a volunteer of the Roanoke Valley SPCA. By attending fundraisers and distributing information at Adopt a Pet booths will help the suffering cease. For more information on how you can help, telephone 981-1077.
And we are back here with a 2nd down and 1. The ball at the 21-yard line. Parry McCluer knocking on the door once again. There goes the handoff. Dickinson. Dickinson across the 20, and Dickinson will get first down yardage as he drives across the 15-yard line.
Let's talk something else about a decision by Bob Williams. He went to the pass play on 2nd down and didn't work. He knew he had a good matchup because number 12, the receiver, Sham Wheeler, is 6'1", 170. The matchup in which C.C. Chapman did a superb job on 2nd down, but they felt like they had the good matchup. They went back to it on 3rd down, and that's when Twitty really came through, and also a good pattern by Wheeler.
And a good defensive stop right there, as coming on was number 16, Corey Wesley, and Wesley brings the ball carrier down for a loss. And you have to say also, remember that C.C. Chapman, one of the freshmen playing on Coach Norm Linneberg's football team.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute because that boils down to depth and the number of people in your program. Let me remind you one other thing. As much as they're running this full-house backfield, as much as they're showing action one way, watch before the night over, watch Twitty bootlegging and getting to the outside with some superb faking.
It'll be 2nd down and 12. There goes the Sham Wheeler, and Wheeler going to get some pretty good yardage as he drives across the 10-yard line out to about the 7, and it will bring on 3rd and probably about 3 or 4 for the first down.
And again, it's John Clark right out in front of that play, number 73, shielding one defender off, throwing on another one, and when you got somebody out there, he's really a personal blocker for you. Those halfbacks just get right on his hip and stay there. I'm really impressed with offensive tackles Paige Owens and John Clark.
Well, of course, Clark is considered a very, very highly sought-after prospect. There's a drive as looks like Barger, and Barger going to drive and get some pretty good yardage, but we'll have to see where they spot this ball, as Barger went straight ahead to the 5-yard line, and now they're going to measure again to see if this is a first down or not. If it isn't, they're very close.
The reason I love that quick pitch so much because there's a team down in the Central Virginia area that used to probably run the quick pitch 3 out of every 4 plays, and the only reason they did it is because very few people stopped it, and they were called the Hopewell Blue Devils.
Your alma mater, was it not? Or no, you just coached there? Or did you play there?
Let's just say this: they were good times for good plays, and when I see that play, it makes me think about it, and I wish more people used it today. But Bob Williams really does a super job with it.
It's 4th down, Don. So of course, when you've got Dickinson and Barger and Carter and company, and plus Twitty, this will be very interesting.
Off tackle behind Clark.
There goes the handoff. There goes Dickinson, and he gets close to first down yardage, and he is over that line for the first down. So once again, when you have guys like John Clark and Majors, McCormick and company, you're just able to move the football, and that's exactly what the Fighting Blues are doing. 1st and goal at the 2.
Not only is Clark there, but Paul Majors is in that right guard at 145, so they're going right behind him also.
Oh, boy, nice hit, but look at Dickinson keep struggling. He did not get the touchdown, but give a lot of credit to Dickinson to make something out of nothing. It looked like he was going to be caught for a loss by number 16 for that defense, Corey Wesley, but he was able to break that tackle and get back for a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 1.
I'll tell you how Buena Vista feels about this football team year in and year out. They probably have as many people to go to practice over there as some schools have at their ball games.
That's right. There's a handoff to Dickinson, and he's in. Touchdown. Dickinson able to break the plane at the 7:20 mark, and he gets his 2nd touchdown. His first one from 2 yards out, this one from 1 yard out. The Radford faithful need something good to happen here, as Parry McCluer scoring 2 touchdowns on the strength of Robbie Dickinson, and now John Clark, that fine offensive lineman, will try the extra point out of the hold of Sham Wheeler. Boy, Clark at 6'2", 238 can kick the football, and boy, he nails it. So the score here, the Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer 14 and Radford High School nothing. We'll be back with more from Bobcat Stadium right after this.
From floor covering to furniture and appliances, the Carpet Outlet has everything you need for your home, and we service what we sell. The Carpet Outlet, Sycamore Avenue in downtown Buena Vista.
It's time for Community Bulletin. The Peaksview Square Dance Club meets every 1st and 3rd Saturday nights from 8 until 10:30 p.m. in the Bedford Middle School cafeteria. Call the City Parks and Recreation Department for more information. WJPR WVFT Community Bulletin, keeping you in touch with Central and Western Virginia.
Randall Charles Martin, age 32 years, looks older, acts older. Randall Charles Martin, 1 year later, looks younger, feels younger, more confident.
I made the decision to take control of my hair loss problem. Using the step-by-step method, I gradually regained up to 6,000 strands of new hair each step I made. This amazing process has actually been shown to reduce the appearance of thinning hair and bald spots on men and women who suffer from hair loss. I never dreamed the results I had would be so successful. If you suffer from hair loss, call me. I'll answer all your questions. I'll also send you a free information package telling all about this remarkable step-by-step hair recovery program. And as a special bonus, if you call me right now, I'll personally include a $300 savings voucher to help you get started back to a full, natural head of hair again. You too can have hair for the rest of your life.
Call us now at 1-800-453-5800.
Businesses and insurance companies have a lot more in common than you might think. We agree that we need to improve job safety and control rising medical costs if we're going to avoid a workers' compensation crisis. Kemper, its independent agents, and the business community, working together to keep workers' comp costs down for everyone's sake.
For a free workers' compensation consultation, contact Old Dominion Insurance Services.
All right, Perry McCluer will be kicking off, and Radford, Don, going to have to try and get something going here after this kickoff when they get the offensive football to try and move against Perry McCluer's defense. All right, here we go. Clark gets off a beauty, and it will come down to about the 12-yard line, and once again having some problems. That was number 21, Larnell Lewis. He could not hang on, and he slipped down at the 11-yard line.
Well, when things are going bad, sometimes they seem to get worse, and that's what's happening with Radford right now. Coach Lindenberg wants his team not to panic. They're behind, but he wants them to stick to the things that they do best. They want to put on a good drive. They want to get some of their confidence back, but they've been around long enough to know that not only they got to get something going offensively, they've got to do a little better job of tackling on defense, because those Perry McCluer backs are breaking a lot of tackles.
Casey Underwood looking to try and find something, and he's going to get some yardage, but it was the hard way. Look at old Casey go across the 14 to the 15-yard line. He is met there by number 74, Paige Owens, and Owens brings him down, but not before they get some nice yardage across the 10 to the 15-yard line.
Yes, and as I look across this Radford lineup, you see something in here that you very seldom see in varsity football. On offense, they've got two freshmen playing at left tackle, Underwood, and one of the running backs, Lewis. So you got two freshmen on offense, two freshmen on defense, and C.C. Chapman. So it's actually three freshmen on his starting offense.
And it is intercepted. Number 36 has the football. That's Craig Floyd, and Floyd will drive down all the way inside the 5-yard line. That was Craig Floyd intercepting that football. And that's one of the things as the Perry McCluer faithful get a turnover, and that is not what the doctor ordered if you're the Radford High Bobcats.
No, that's the last thing that you need, because, as I said, they need to get some confidence. They needed to make something happen, but because of the fact that they're behind 14-0, they did decide to put the football in the air. But any time at that end of the field you get it in the air, most of the time the things that happen are bad.
So it will bring on a 1st and goal at the 1. There's the handoff straight ahead, and touchdown. They go straight ahead in for the touchdown. And the Fighting Blues score. I think that time it was... They handed off as they went straight ahead. And the extra point will be tried here. As that looked like they went straight up the middle and scored from short yardage. And now they're going to fake and go for maybe 2. There's a pass, and it's complete. Touch for the 2-point conversion to number 36, Craig Floyd. So Floyd, the young man who intercepted the football, also gets a 2-point conversion. And it is Perry McCluer taking a 22-0 lead.
That really puts added pressure on you, because it's enough to be behind 21-0, but that turns it into another score now. It makes you go for 2 if you score, and a good coach will do that in a situation when he's looked at tapes. He knows it is the way the rush is coming. That was planned all the way. That wasn't an accident.
So with the score, Perry McCluer 22, Radford 0. We'll be back right after this.
Homeowners, the smartest way to plunge into a new pool this summer is All Good. With their gigantic end-of-season pool sale, you can get a $2,000 cash rebate with the purchase of selected in-ground pools. Special discounts for other jacuzzi-equipped above and below-ground pools, too. Choose All Good for your pool, and you'll increase the value of your property. So let All Good do your homework and call 1-800-ALL-GOOD for a free, no-obligation estimate.
The smartest way to do your homework is All Good.
He's only 18 pounds, but the responsibility you have for him weighs much more. A nationwide agent can help take some of that weight off your shoulders with life insurance that grows as your family grows. All part of Nationwide's blanket protection for you and your family.
Nationwide is on your side.
In Lexington, see Ward Huffman at 203 South Main Street or call 463-7719.
Yeah, times are good. I got the job after my first interview. And we finally settled on a salary we both could live with. But hey, I'll probably be vice president by the time I'm 30. Then my chauffeur will drive me to the office. You know, things will just come so easily for me.
For personalized service, you'll want to stop in at Awards and Trophy Company. Screen printing for business, sports, and civic groups. Personalized business or organization logos can now be engraved on all plaques. Plastic signs for all groups and organizations, as well as customized ribbons and certificates for any group. Awards and Trophy Company, 2501 Williamson Road, Northeast, 1 block north of Northwest Hardware in Roanoke. And a proud sponsor of the high school football player of the game on WJPR.
Okay, we are ready to roll here as the kickoff will be going for the Fighting Blues of Perry McCluer. Eric Carter getting a touchdown here. Once again, they bobbled it, but going straight ahead across the 25 and out to about the 30-yard line is number 21 for the Radford High School Bobcats, Larnell Lewis, and the Radford High Bobcats will take over 1st and 10 at about the 30-yard line.
Well, Lewis is the same young man that had the unfortunate situation a minute ago of slipping down back there, and that play really turned out to be a big play. Since Radford was pinned deep in their own territory, they did decide to throw the ball in the air. The ball was actually tipped and went up in the air, and most of the time that you're going to get an interception like that. But let's remember one thing. Lewis is a freshman. He's going to be around a number of years, and he will do enough over those years to forget that play many times.
All right, it's 1st and 10, and needless to say, the Bobcats need to get something moving. There's Lewis, crosses the 30 out to the 32. Meeting him, number 36, Craig Floyd, the young man who got the interception, and he brings him down, but at least that's a positive gain of about 4, maybe close to 5 yards on 1st down, and that has to be a plus for the Bobcats.
Well, that's what Coach Lindenberg again wants to do. He wants to settle them down a little bit. If he could put one drive together with 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter and get on the board before half, they can go in and try to regroup. The thing they don't want to do now is turn the ball over in 3 downs and let that hot offense of Perry McCluer get a hold of it again.
There goes the handoff again to Lewis. And Lewis gets to about the 37, met there by Robbie Dickinson. Dickinson, who not only a fine running back, but also had 44 tackles coming into this game for the Fighting Blues.
I tell you, they just impressed me so much. And again, I'll go back to that offense. They ran the ball 4 out of every 5 plays, really, and they only have 1 penalty. They've been in the hole, and every time they get in the hole, they find a way to get out of it. And they run it, they throw it, and it's like an offensive machine. And my congratulations to their efforts.
It will be a measurement here to see if the Bobcats, they don't have it. They're probably about a half yard or less from that 1st down marker. And needless to say, Norm Lindenberg would like very much to get a 1st down here, get that offense getting some yardage, and keep the defense off the field.
And if he doesn't get it on this down, he'll go again because he knows this is a very, very important 1st down.
3rd down, less than a yard. They go straight ahead, and will depend on the spot. He might have gotten enough. Didn't need much, and we shall see if they got it. They went up that middle. Chris Camden was there defensively for the Fighting Blues, and it's hard to see from this angle whether he got the 1st down. If he didn't get it, it will be very, very close. Let's see what we've got here. It is inches.
Remember a minute ago, Dave, I said when things are going bad, they seem to get worse. You know, sometimes you can get that 1st down by inches. This time, they barely miss it. Norm's going for it. He knows how important this is, and He's a coach. As long as he's been around, it's just like he's coaching his first game. Each time he goes out there, he doesn't like to score. He says, "Hey guys, if we can't get an inch, we don't have any kind of chance anyway." So he's going to go for it, and they'll probably sneak it.
That's the case. Norm's been in many a situation throughout his career here at Radford, and they got it. That was straight ahead with Casey Underwood. They only needed inches, and of course that's the way to do it. As quarterback Casey Underwood went straight ahead, Eric Yop, Cameron Mitchell and company gave him just enough, and he went through and got the first down.
The advantage that you have for a quarterback sneak in that situation is that your team knows the count, the cadence. They're ready to move right on the ball. Sometimes they will go without calling the cadence, but the best play that you can ever use is letting that quarterback just go straight ahead because he can find the seam. And as I said, Coach Lindenberg has been in those trenches many times, and the good news about that for him is that he's come out on the better side many more times than he's come out on the wrong side.
Here goes Larnell Lewis. Lewis breaks a tackle and drives to the 45, so they're getting some yardage. Robbie Dickinson was there, and also big number 74, Paige Owens, but it's a gain of 6, and we'll bring on 2nd and 4.
Well, they're going to fight the clock a little bit if they stay on the ground here, so now that they're in respectable position, don't be surprised to see them in the right situation go with the play-action pass because they want to get on this board badly, and the way the clock is moving, if they stay on the ground, they will be fighting the clock. So they may go for one more first down on the ground, but after that, look for them to open it up, throw some type of play-action pass.
So here we go, 2nd and 4. Radford trying to move the football. Well, trailing 22-0. Handoff again to Lewis, and Lewis won't get much here. Crosses the 45 out to about the 46. Once again, Chris Camden and Craig Floyd were there to bring him down. So it will be a gain of about 2, and it brings on 3rd and 2 for the first down.
Same situation as a minute ago. 3rd and 2, they run for it, you run it 2 downs to try to get it. With this situation being short yardage, again, it could set up something as far as play action goes. But I really think they'll just try to knock this one out on the ground and then worry about the clock after that. 2 downs to make 2 yards.
2:50 and counting left. There goes Lewis, and he's going to lose yardage. Lewis was twirled around and brought down at the 45. Robbie Dickinson, that linebacker, did a great job, and he really came on as the defense was there to bring down the ball carrier.
Well, what that was great penetration by a linebacker. So they had a stun on, and what they did was confuse the blocker, and that linebacker got through there untouched, and that's the last thing that you want when you got short yardage.
Casey Underwood gets the punt away. It's going to get a bounce for Radford, so something good happens to him as it rolls across the 20 and will be down to it about the 18-yard line. So with 2:12 left, the Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer will get the football, once again leading 22-0.
And you know what they say? Well, guys, let's go to the 2-minute offense now, and that 2-minute offense won't be very different from the 12-minute offense, but what they'll probably do is move it effectively, and I'm sure that Coach Williams has a special play that he'll use at this part of the field just for this situation. So they'll look for them to just kill the clock because they don't play football like that up at Buena Vista.
And with less than 2 minutes left, they have the football on their own 18-yard line. Here goes the quarterback looking to throw. They've got a man out there, and it is caught. Number 87, Dwayne Davis, takes that ball. Number 5 was back there trying to do the job defensively, Andy Clark, but it was Dwayne Davis able to catch the football.
Just the opposite play from what they ran a minute ago. They ran a throw back to the right side. This time they come back to the left side. There you see a great pattern by number 87, Dwayne Davis. And again, Mike Twitty can throw the football. He has confidence. One other thing that he has that a lot of quarterbacks would kill for, his line really protects him well.
That they do, and he has certainly shown he can throw the football. There goes Radford trying to put some pressure on him, and that was one where Eric Carter trying to run with the football before he had it. It's incomplete.
I'll tell you the way they are in Buena Vista. When you got the ball down at that end of the field and you don't try to score before halftime, even though you're winning 22-0, they might boo you at halftime when you go off because, like I said, that's not the way they play the game up there. And that's why they're so successful.
5 state championships, not bad.
What's that I said last week? 9-2 is a bad season?
Yeah. And Bob Williams, 180 wins, and he's only in his 19th year. So here goes the handoff to Dickinson, and good play. as number 74, Todd Pontius, was there. And Corey Wesley, as Pontius and Corey Wesley were there to bring down the ball carrier. And you will see Robbie Dickinson running the football here, and good defensive penetration by the Bobcats.
That is excellent defensive penetration. We see 74 just roll right through there. And Todd Pontius, 6'2", 216 junior. So that young man's going to show his wares this year and have another year to grow a little bit more, get a little bigger.
It's 3rd down and 10. We have just a little over a minute, 1:08 to be exact, left in quarter number 2.
Remember in this situation before, Dave, they ran a play-action pass with the tight end across the middle. You don't expect them to run the football this time, but anytime they've been running it that well, you can look for a good fake and some type of throw, but also you still got the threat of that throwback.
Speaking of football, Don, how about this one tomorrow on Fox 21-27? The Seminoles of Florida State and the Hurricanes of Miami at noon.
What a game, what a day. The weather can be as beautiful as it wants to be, and I love it, but I'll be right in front of that TV.
I will, too. That ought to be a dandy. Here goes the quarterback looking to throw. Here goes the quarterback, Twitty. Twitty's at the 40. Twitty is going to go out of bounds at the 30-yard line. With 59 seconds left, Mike Twitty, we've seen him throw the football, and now we see him very efficiently running the football.
Not only running the football, but as the defenders were dropping back, what does he do? He puts the ball up in the air just like he's going to throw it, makes them retreat just a little bit. Notice the other thing that shows what a heady young man he is. Once he knew he had the first down, fighting the clock, he just ran right out of bounds, stopped it up. Again, I wouldn't bet against them scoring before halftime because they've got the weapons to do it with.
59 seconds left. 1st and 10, the ball resting at the Radford 30-yard line. There goes Twitty. Twitty looking to throw the football. Has got a man out there, and it's intercepted. That was Andy Clark. They were trying to get it to number 12, Sham Wheeler, and it was picked off by Andy Clark as he was able to come up with that interception, the 130-pound senior.
Well, they tried it once too often because Andy's thinking, okay, y'all burnt me before, but I'm going to be in command this time. He retreated to the goal line thinking they would go for the bomb. That time, the receiver running the throwback, had he decided to just run a curl or run a stop, the defenders were way back, but they're taught to go all the way forward, and Twitty put it up there, but that was Andy Clark's fine defensive play that stymied that effort.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Radford with just 50 seconds left. There's a handoff straight ahead. They're not going to get much, and there's a penalty marker down as the Bobcats go up the middle. And it's at the 23-yard line, and there's a penalty marker. Looks like it will be a face mask, as that will give the Bobcats first down yardage. Radford's coaching staff wanting to get something moving here, but of course the clock not in their favor with 45 seconds left. .45 seconds. 1st down and 10. The ball out now at the 40-yard line for the Radford Bobcats. There goes Underwood, hands it off. Larnell Lewis across the 40 to the 42. And he's rolled around and brought down number 73 right there, John Clark, and also number 36 defensively, Craig Floyd.
This is almost a situation where Radford has to throw the football. Parry McCluer knows that. They're probably going to have the secondary playing very deep. The linebackers dropped off. I would not be surprised to just see them bring somebody to put a little added pressure, even though there are only 4 men on the front. They're in a 4-4-3 with the secondary in more or less of a prevent.
So with 3 seconds left, here goes the football to Larnell Lewis, and that will end the first half as they are brought down at midfield, and that will end the first half with a score here. The Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer 22, Radford High School nothing. We'll be back with halftime activities right after this.
96.3 ROVFM, the rock and roll experience. Live
It is a private story of pain and sorrow.
He says your husband has 12 to 24 months.
And family united in a time of crisis.
And we just said whatever support Dad needs, Dad has.
Discover how one family finds strength in grief and faces the death of a loved one with courage and dignity. Join me, Shelley Long, for a Family Work special presentation, Rites of Passage.
When your GM car or truck demands quality service, bring it to your Service Supremacy dealer, Berglund. This is Chevrolet's highest award for customer satisfaction, and Berglund is the only Service Supremacy dealer in the Roanoke Valley, backed by Mr. Goodrich and genuine GM parts. The professionals at Berglund can service your vehicle quickly with expertise. Berglund has a complete body repair shop and full-service paint shop. At Berglund, our goal is total customer satisfaction. Berglund Chevrolet, G.O.G. Beagle, 1824 Williamson Road, Roanoke.
Change. We can feel it all around us, and maybe it needs to happen, but while it's happening, it affects us all in different ways. I'm Jenny Jones, and I've been through a lot of change myself this past year, and our show is changing too, to deal more with everything that's affecting you and me. Some of those things are provocative, some are touching, and some are very revealing, but they all have one thing in common. I want to talk about them with you.
Monday morning at 11 on Fox 2127.
As you see, the halftime score here, Parry McCluer 22, Radford nothing. And to recap the scoring, Robbie Dickinson scored first for Parry McCluer from 2 yards out. The extra point by John Clark made it 7-0. In the second quarter, Dickinson scored again from a yard out. Clark got the extra point, made it 14-0. And then an interception by Craig Floyd set up the third touchdown as Eric Carter went from a yard out. And then they faked the 1-point extra point conversion and threw a pass to Craig Floyd, who got the 2-point conversion. And that's how we stand at 22-0 in favor of the Fighting Blues of Parry McCluer as the Radford High School band down on the field. So no question, Don, what the Radford High Bobcats are going to have to do if they want to get back in this ball game is get something going offensively and also keep their defense off the field, because Parry McCluer has the ability to move the football and move quickly.
Well, I'm sure Coach Vandenberg is disappointed to be behind at half like he is, but he's in there trying to prepare his team for the second half. But one thing to remember, Radford had a very senior-oriented football team last year in which they went a long way and battled right down to the wire in their classification. And, of course, we saw Tommy Edwards up here now at Virginia Tech. We know they lost a lot of good football players. Their numbers have dwindled a lot up here as far as school attendance. There's been some talk about dropping down to a lower classification. They're stuck with where they are, but right now they just don't basically have the same type of material that they have had. They'll have it again.
You better believe it. And, of course, Norm Lindenberg has done a great job through the years, 23 years here with Radford High School. You know, we're pleased to have with us as one of our sponsors, Tombstone Pizza, and we have a special opportunity with the Tombstone Pizza folks and had a chance to talk to Stuart Atha about that. Tombstone Pizza, of course, Tombstone Pizza, one of our major sponsors of high school football on Fox 2127. And Stuart, in conjunction with Tombstone Pizza, we have a very special project this year.
Yeah, Dave, we're going to sponsor the all-area team here. Would like you folks that watch these games to mail in your favorite vote, and along with that, we'll send you back a coupon for Tombstone Pizza.
And, of course, one of the things is we're only halfway through the season, and needless to say, we've seen some great performances, and it's just barely begun, which has to be a big plus with what we can look forward to.
Yeah, some fantastic plays. Some players are out there. They're doing a great job.
Now, as far as your feelings about the Tombstone Pizza, as we mentioned, we will send those coupons on. We do thank you for your help with the high school football on Fox 2127 and look forward to working with you the rest of the season.
More than welcome, Dave.
And our thanks to Stuart Atha of Tombstone Pizza. And as we say, you get an opportunity, you'll want to send in some folks you feel could be candidates for our all-area team. It's time to go down on the field for our Leeds Music halftime entertainment with the Radford High School Bobcat Marching Band. As you can see, the Radford Marching Band doing a great job. We do want to mention that the pregame festivities, the Parry McCluer Fighting Blues Marching Band did a great job, Mickey Mouse Club type of activities and all, and it was a great pregame show. With a score here, Parry McCluer 22, Radford nothing. We'll be back with third quarter action right after this.
I made my business successful by paying attention to the smallest details, always looking for value, and providing exceptional service. The kind I expect when I'm the customer. That's why I chose Virginia Farm Bureau for my business owner's insurance. They've got great rates, and they watch the little things to make sure I'm protected. Virginia Farm Bureau is really interested in my success. That's what I call service. After all, helping me is what they do best.
It's 6:15. He knows the financial section is outside. It's 7 o'clock. He knows the financial section is outside. It's 7:30. He knows the financial section is outside. He doesn't worry about every bump in the market. He's a Legg Mason investor. If your goal is long-term gain with minimum risk, talk to us.
Intermission, the show that asks, how much do you really know about the silver screen? Brought to you by Nestle Toll House Morsels. Knife in the Water was nominated for a Best Foreign Language Oscar and was this Polish director's first feature film. Who is this controversial filmmaker? On our 10-point scale, this question has a difficulty rating of 8.
The Millers bake Nestle Toll House cookies.
Daddy, do you even know how to bake Nestle Toll House cookies?
I know how to use Nestle Toll House morsels. They're so rich and creamy. Use rich, creamy morsels to get the world's best-tasting cookie. Nestle Toll House morsels. Make your house a Toll House.
Announcing a major advance in muscle pain relievers, new Eucalyptimint. The first rub that combines powerful pain relief with a terrific scent. New Eucalyptimint muscle pain relief. Finally, a rub that works great, smells great.
Cinematic achievements like Knife in the Water characterize Roman Polanski's work.
And as we get ready for the start of the second half, do want to mention our nationwide insurance agents for tonight. Kelly Shelton of Fairlawn, Benny Ridpath, the good nationwide agent in Radford, and Ward Huffman in Lexington. All right, we're ready to go as Radford will get the football. Larnell Lewis takes it at the 15, out across the 25 and brought down right there as big number 73 was right there for Parry McCluer. John Clark, and he brings him down.
Dave, the score is 22-0, and of course that's the important factor. But I think if you take a look at the most important statistics, you see the indication of why the score is 22-0. At this time, Radford has 42 yards rushing, 6 yards passing. Parry McCluer is 104 rushing, 101 passing for a balanced attack of 205 total yards. Radford wasn't penalized at all. Parry McCluer twice for 25 yards.
And I'll tell you what, Don, you talk about balanced attack. Isn't that the way a coach wants it? Almost identical run and pass.
And don't forget the punt by Twitty. I still got to talk about that because it was a thing of beauty, and it actually set the first touchdown up because of the reversal of field position.
It certainly did, and it is a good gain on the first down carry by the Bobcats. It will be a gain of 5, 2nd and 5, with 11 minutes left here in the third quarter. As we are just underway, Radford getting the opening kickoff here in the second half and trying to get first down yardage. Again, they try the middle and forget it. Once again, those big tackles, Clark and Paige Owens, were there to bring down the ball carrier.
You know, Dave, when we come to Radford or when we go to a lot of places that have the atmosphere that you have at some of these schools, I saw something at halftime I especially like to mention, and that's the fact that Radford's behind 22-0. As the team got ready to come out, half of the students sitting in the stands went out and formed a line for them to run through to show their support. And when this happens in a high school situation like this, it makes you wonder why a lot of people in college situations don't support their teams that way rather than being severely critical at the wrong time.
That's right. When you're not going well, you still have that ability to support your team. That time Underwood carries it. Dickinson brings him down as he crosses the 35. And when you talk about support, Don, we always have to mention the folks behind the scenes. And the trainers for both Radford and Parry McCluer do a great job. Kevin Branham, Kenny James, Ray Thornton, those three for the Radford Bobcats, and Jamie Hartless and Frankie Huffman for Parry McCluer.
How about those managers? Don't forget them.
That's what I'm talking about, the managers.
Oh, okay.
They are definitely, and of course, trainers. You got Karen Jenkins, who was a heck of a basketball player at Roanoke College, and now a trainer here with the Radford Bobcats.
What I like about those managers is that every team needs 3 or 4 good ones, and most of the time these are kids who would give their eye teeth to be out there playing, but at the same time, if they can contribute something in their own special way, they do a lot of the dirty work, and every high school program needs good managers, and we especially salute those here tonight for these 2 fine programs.
Hats off to them. They've done a great job and continue to do it. Radford will now go back on defense with 9.5 minutes left, and Twitty, whoa, Nelly, that time they were looking to get that football, and big number 54 got his paws up there and was able to knock it down for the Radford High School Bobcats, and that is none other than Jimmy Slusher. So Slusher does the job very nicely and brings on 2nd and 10.
He hit it with his hands, and had he just been able to catch it, he would have been in the promised land.
He certainly would have. There was nobody near him and the goal line. Here goes Dickinson, and boy, Dickinson can pick up speed. Look out. Dickinson is still moving, and he's out of bounds up there, but I'll tell you what.
Hey, John Clark, Dave, I got to say it again. He's out in front leading that play, and, of course, he had a little bit of a size advantage, but if we do see that one over, he actually mashes one of the people in the secondary out there, and that's the kind that you call a takedown and a run over. But John Clark, you think about a tackle getting out leading 238, but he has good quickness, and I think you already mentioned the fact that he is a major college prospect. Here he goes. Watch 70. There he is right there. What a boom. Oh, boy. And notice he didn't lose his balance. He almost got the second one knocked down.
Boy, this time Dickinson is hit, and I mean hit in a sudden hurry. Todd Pontius was there as Pontius brings him down. Todd Pontius with the tackle, and it will be a gain of nothing and 2nd down and 10 with 9 minutes and counting left in this quarter.
Remember what I said, Dave, before the evening's over, we're going to see a bootleg from Twitty.
Well, you better believe it. They've been setting that up, and you got to figure sometime they're going to come around with it. There is Barger, and Barger gets some yardage on his own, but that defense, the whole middle, Corey Wesley, Larnell Lewis, Andy Clark and company are there to bring him down, but he gets 5 yards, and it'll bring on 3rd and 5, 8:20 and counting left in this third quarter.
The Radford defense is showing a lot more aggressiveness, and we talked about the fact that Coach Lindenberg was going to talk to them about their tackling. They did not tackle well the first half. They're in a position here to stop the first drive if they can come up with a big 3rd down defensive play.
Here goes Twitty, going to hand it off to Sham Wheeler. Wheeler's got yardage and first down yardage. Sham Wheeler, and he is met by number 2 defensively for the Radford High Bobcats, Matt Plum, and Plum brings him down.
Bob Williams also knew what a big play that was. So what did he do? He pulled something else out of his bag there and ran a counter play in which he faked one way, had good blocking to the left side with misdirection, and it was just a play they needed to pick up the first down. They keep the drive going.
They get the first down. There goes a handoff again to Wheeler. Wheeler is met by Matt Plum once again, and Wheeler drives across the 30 down to about the 28. And, of course, what this is doing is not only gaining yardage for Parry McCluer, but also using that clock, as we have already down to about 7 minutes left in quarter number 3.
The key to that play was how fast Wheeler hit the hole. That was the most basic play in football, the straight handoff. But the key to it is to cheat your back up and hand the ball to him just as he gets to the line of scrimmage so he can make that cut. But Wheeler really gets there quickly.
And look at the Parry McCluer Fighting Blues. They just moving that football right up the middle. That time, again, it's Barger. And, boy, you got to give all the credit in the world to that offensive line. They just continue to get right off the line and move the football. They get first down yardage and the ball resting at the 20-yard line. Twitty brings out the Parry McCluer Fighting Blues. First and 10. There goes the handoff, and straight ahead goes Wheeler. Wheeler continuing to move the football. And as we say, as they move the football, move the clock as well. Parry McCluer dominating this football game in the first half and picking up where they left off here in the third quarter. Parry McCluer looking for their 5th victory of this season and their 181st in the coaching career of Bob Williams with the Fighting Blues. There goes the handoff to Wheeler. Wheeler can't stretch it out this time. Good defensive play there, as number 51 was not about to let him get out. That was Eric Yop, and Yop brings the ball carrier down for a loss. It will bring on 3rd down and 6, and once again another one of those plays, as you might say, but of course they got a couple downs they can go here now, because with 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter and a 22-0 lead, Parry McCluer in good business.
I'd look for that counter play back to the other side. They ran it to the left last time. Let's see if they take a hit at it to the right side. Fake fullback one way, counter play the other.
Here goes the handoff. Nope, it's Twitty. It's Twitty. And Twitty still on his feet for the first down.
And that's the first time we've seen that play tonight. That's the basic option off of the fake handoff, which Twitty takes it to the outside, then has the option of pitching to keeping. He read that he could turn upfield and made a big gain. And last 2 consecutive third downs, they come up with a play they haven't shown before. It's just a wonderful game plan, and it's one thing having these plays, but when you have the personnel to make them work, and you got to be impressed with the field generalship of Mike Twitty.
He certainly has done a great job passing the football, running and directing the attack. Nothing there. In fact, they're going to lose yardage. It was 1st and goal at the 5, but Yop was there, Matt Plum was there, also number 5, Andy Clark. All 3 of them bring the ball carrier down, and they will lose a yard back to the 6, so it'll be 2nd down and goal at the 6-yard line with 4.5 and counting left in quarter number 3.
You want to hear an attitude of a Blue fan? We lost a yard. That ain't no big deal. Watch us this time.
There goes the handoff straight ahead, and he gets down close to the goal line, down to about the 2-yard line. I tell you, that was number 22 carrying the football, Eric Carter. And Carter, of course, who has a touchdown tonight.
You want to see something else about a Fighting Blue fan? Look at the crowd on the other side of the field.
Boy, they came up from Buena Vista to root this football team up, and they have certainly enjoyed it. 3rd down and goal, the ball on the 1-yard line. Here goes the handoff. There's Dickinson, and guess what? Dickinson is in for the touchdown. His 3rd one. This one, another 1-yard touchdown run. So he gets his 3rd. This one, a 1-yarder. and now it is 28-0.
You know, in all other sports, when somebody helps somebody score, they get a credit for an assist. It's a shame in football that somehow or another that offensive line just doesn't get a credit for an assist, because John Clark and Paul Majors on that side of the field tonight, I know they've had 3 touchdowns scored right up their backs.
And the extra point will be tried by Clark. Clark gets the kick up, and he nails it through. So the Parry McCluer Fighting Blues score on a touchdown by Robbie Dickinson, get the extra point by John Clark, and extend the lead here at Bobcat Stadium. Parry McCluer 29, Radford nothing. We'll be back with more third quarter action right after this.
Over the past 5 years, Leeds Music Centers have been proud to sponsor the halftime performances of our local high school bands. Leeds provides top quality band instruments to Central and Southwest Virginia. For the novice or the professional, we have the area's best selection of instruments and accessories. Leeds Music takes pride in our service and commitment to the community. The next time you have musical needs, think of Leeds. Leeds Music Centers in Martinsville, Danville, Lynchburg, and Roanoke.
From floor covering to furniture and appliances, the Carpet Outlet has everything you need for your home, and we service what we sell. The Carpet Outlet, Sycamore Avenue in downtown Buena Vista.
Parry McCluer 29, Radford nothing. Once again, our thanks to all our fine sponsors, including Nationwide Agents, Benny Ridpath, Kelly Shelton up here in the New River area, and Ward Huffman down in Lexington. All right, we are ready to go with the kickoff and a 29-0 lead for Parry McCluer. And look at Clark. Boy, that one is going to go into the end zone for the touchdown, and John Clark shows he's got a heck of a foot as well. And this may be one of those nights where we get an offensive lineman in as one of our players of the game because of the job that line has done. As you mentioned, John Clark and also Paul Majors and Donald Floyd, the other guard who shuttle in and out of there. Both of them play. And, of course, Kevin Michaels, Scott McCormick, Paige Owens, and the 2 ends, Lenny Fox and Dwayne Davis, have done a great job with this football team.
Yes, Dave, as I've commented all night about the job they've done, but the main man for the Parry McCluer Fighting Blues is Mike Twitty. I don't care how you say it, and we'll talk a little bit more about that quarterback position in a little while.
Here goes the handoff. Larnell Lewis. Look at Lewis drive, and he gets first down yardage across the 32. Lewis has run very, very effectively here in this second half for the Radford High Bobcats.
And again, remember that he is a freshman, and the Bobcats do have one of their better running backs out tonight with an injury. Here we'll see Lewis take it. Actually, it's a draw play, and you see a fine hole in there by the Radford offensive line. Lewis makes a nice cut, and being a freshman, that just shows real running ability, and we'll hear from this young man in the years to come.
And there's a pass, a short pass, and it is caught by number 7 for the Radford Bobcats, Mike Mundy, the tight end, and Mundy gets some yardage on first down. Not a big hunk of yardage, but at least about 3 or 4. And it'll bring on second down. We'll call it about 6 for the first down. The ball across the 35 at the 36. Clock is running at 2:45 and counting left in this third quarter. 29-0 Parry McCluer on top of the Radford High Bobcats. Quarterback Underwood counting the signals now for the Radford Bobcats. Looking to throw the footballs. Got a man out there and caught and slipped. Couldn't keep his feet, and that's another one of the fine freshmen on this team, C.C. Chapman, who also plays defense, and Chapman gains a couple of yards. And, boy, we've got some brave souls with the Radford cheerleaders. They don't have a shirt on. The Radford High School, some of the male students here, RHS #1. Unbelievable. It will be 3rd down and 4. Here goes the pass complete to Chapman, and he's going to get first down yardage. C.C. Chapman crosses the 45 to the 47 and gets first down yardage.
You know, this is great to see. This is something that also brings out pride. Radford Bobcats are down. They're out of the football game. There's no way they can come back and win it. However, they haven't quit, and that's the name of the game, folks. That's the name of the game. You go out there to play. Everybody wants to win. But this is just another testimony to Coach Norman Lindenberg and his program. They are not quitting. They won't quit. They'll never quit. And you have to admire them for that.
And doing it on a couple of freshmen, Larnell Lewis and C.C. Chapman. What a job those two young men have done. And, of course, they're going to be around here for a long time, as Casey Underwood is an underclassman. The quarterback, he's only a junior. So they have a lot of youngsters that will be back next year. It's a gain of 2 yards, 2nd and 8, but they have hit the midfield stripe, have the Radford Bobcats.
You know, it's great for any team to have expectations, but they have to be realistic expectations. And too many times you see people who watch the game of football have expectations that sometimes just aren't realistic. So you really have to look at what you have to work with, not only at this program, but at every program that we go to week in and week out.
50 seconds and counting left in this quarter. Here goes Underwood. Can't find anybody. Going to run with the football. Going to get some yardage. 45. And Underwood then twirled around. He fumbled. But comes back up with the football. And, in fact, they'll mark it at about the 46, 47-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 5. And he had it at the 45 and actually inside the 45. But then the ball was ripped loose. And he had to fall back and fall on it, so they lose some yardage on that. It'll be 3rd and 5 at the 47 in Parry McCluer territory.
We're talking about the fact that Radford won't quit. Let me tell you something about Parry McCluer. They're going to fight with every ounce of energy that they have to keep Radford from scoring, because they have pride. They don't want anybody to score on them if they can in any way help it.
There's the pass complete to Andy Clark, and he will get the first down as the 3rd quarter comes to an end, and they drive down to the 36-yard line. So Radford will have first down yardage with the quarter coming to an end. Parry McCluer 29, Radford nothing. We'll be back with 4th quarter action right after this.
Aztec Rental has all you need to make your wedding reception just right. From decorations and candelabras to punch bowls, tables, and chairs. Aztec Rental can help you with more than wedding receptions. They also have all you need for any party or occasion. They even have popcorn machines for fundraising and all the accessories you need for a Las Vegas night. Aztec Rental in Salem, Blacksburg, and Lynchburg.
Enjoy the ultimate pizza experience, the Pizza Den Buffet. Unlimited salad bar, unlimited pasta, unlimited pizza. Sample from 3 styles of crust with all your favorite toppings and more. Or how about a Pizza Den specialty, taco pizza? And don't forget dessert. After all, this is the ultimate pizza experience. The Pizza Den Buffet, only $3.99. Kids 12 and under, just 25 cents times their age. Pizza Den Buffet, daily 11 to 2 and 5:30 to 8:30, Monday and Tuesday nights.
It's time for Community Bulletin. The Peaksview Square Dance Club meets every first and third Saturday nights from 8 until 10:30 p.m. in the Bedford Middle School cafeteria. Call the City Parks and Recreation Department for more information. WJPR WVFT Community Bulletin, keeping you in touch with Central and Western Virginia.
And, of course, on Wednesday nights at 7:30, the Frank Beamer Virginia Tech football show, and I'm sure he'll have some comments as we hear about Maurice DeShazo and some of the grief that he has taken as happened in the West Virginia game last week. There goes the handoff, and they cross the 35 to about the 34, so it'll be a couple-yard gain for Larnell Lewis and bring on 2nd and 8.
I've known Coach Beamer a long time, and I've always admired him, but one thing I really admire about him is the way he's gone to the defense of Maurice DeShazo. Let's face it, this young man is a sophomore. He's starting the 5th game, or started the 5th game of his career. When you're a quarterback, we always talk about you can get too much credit, but sometimes you can take too much blame. Those people sitting in the stands that think quarterback is an easy position to play just don't know anything about the game. The quarterback has to take and handle every snap.
And do things like that, as Casey Underwood did, again hitting Chapman, the fine freshman for this ball club.
Yes, Dave, but in college it's a little more sophisticated. You're seeing a different defense, a different look on every play. And what you do, if you go back to pass the ball, is predicated on what that defense does. You just don't drop it back and say, hey, right in, go down the field for 30 yards, I'm going to throw it to you. He has to read what the defense is doing. He has to react, and he has to depend on pass protection. His own defense, his own offensive lineman was so protective of him.
There goes a pass. That time he could not get it to Chapman. And that was the third down play, and they have about 3 yards, so you know that Coach Norm Linneberg on fourth down going to go for it.
You know, getting back to the other situation, you'll get me on his soapbox, though, but I've
boy.
been in the position, and I know what it's like. And one thing I'll say about Maurice Deshays, though, I had the privilege and pleasure of refereeing a lot of his basketball games when he was at Bassett High School. I've never met a finer young man or a finer sportsman in my life, and I only wish him the best, and I hope everybody will be patient with him because he's a good one.
Here we go with the third down play. Casey Underwood, he's got time. He's looking. He's going to throw, and he's got his man. Going to go. Mike Mundy, touchdown. Casey Underwood waiting there, looked like he wanted to find somebody open, and then he was able to find Mike Mundy, and Mundy, the senior tight end, catches it and goes in for a touchdown.
And Underwood just didn't throw it. He drilled it. He waited for the right time, and you have to admire that drive because they really put together a mixture of running and passing, but the passing game came alive. So this shows you that Coach Lindenberg and his staff did some work at halftime. They came up with some solutions to some problems, and they're working hard and coaching, and they're enthusiastic as they were in the first quarter.
And, of course, we will see that play later on. But first, we're going to go for the two-point conversion as Radford has cut it to 29-6. Here goes Underwood again, going to throw. He's got it. That's another two-point conversion as Andy Clark gets it. And so Underwood gets it to Andy Clark, and that makes the score Parry McCluer 29, Radford 8. We'll be back with more fourth quarter action right after this.
A lot of homeowners insurance doesn't cover damage to dwellings from paint spills. Nationwide's Elite Homeowners Insurance does. A local Nationwide agent can tell you about the other mishaps it covers, too. For only a few dollars a month, it can save you a lot. Part of Nationwide's blanket protection for your family or business.
Nationwide is on your side.
See Nationwide Insurance Agent Kelly Shelton at 7 Peppers Ferry Road in Fairlawn or call 639-9602.
If you are looking for a new car, you need to check out First Team Hyundai at 6520 Peters Creek Road in Roanoke. First Team Hyundai has a new car that can fit into anyone's budget, and George Felton and the fine crew from First Team Hyundai will treat you with courtesy and respect, something that's not always easy to find at other car dealers. Stop by First Team Hyundai for sales, service, parts, and leasing at 6520 Peters Creek Road in Roanoke. First Team Hyundai. They'll be first team with you.
At Beers Pharmacy, our customers are the most important people we know, and we treat them that way with individual attention and innovative services. Beers is an independent full-service pharmacy offering customized prescriptions to meet your needs, plus the helpful Medicine on Time program and natural homeopathic medicines. Are you telling your boyfriend?
Plan on taking her someplace nice?
God help me, Billy decided to protect me.
Melrose Flake after 90210 Wednesday.
Okay, Parry McCluer, 29, Radford 8, and Radford gets on the scoreboard on a nice pass play from quarterback Casey Underwood to tight end Mike Mundy.
And watch him wait till right at the special time to throw this football. He's got great protection, squares those shoulders, waits for the receiver to break open. Look at here. I'm telling you here, that is just a thing of beauty as we see number 7 take it right into the end zone.
So Mike Mundy gets the touchdown, 33 yards from quarterback Casey Underwood, and then Underwood hits Andy Clark for the two-point conversion.
Watch an onside kick, Dave. Watch an onside kick. They need to score a couple of more times to get back in this game.
There it is, and it's covered very nicely down there. It looked like they tried to get it, but right there to fall on that football was number 60, Paul Majors, the young man we talk about who's done such a great job on that offensive line.
Well, they had to gamble there. The reason they had to gamble is because Parry McCluer is such a ball-control football team. Had they kicked off deep, Parry McCluer gets the ball, they're very capable of taking it, driving it downfield, and with only 10 minutes to go, they probably could have maybe used about 8 minutes of the clock before they gave the ball up or either scored. So that was a gamble that was well worth taking.
Sham Wheeler, and as you say, you know that's what Bob Williams is going to do, want to use that clock because we're inside of 10 minutes left. And Sham Wheeler gets it across the 50 into Radford territory at the 49.
One other thing to remember, neither team has a lot of depth. So therefore, these kids have to be so well conditioned. They all say, all right, it's the fourth quarter now. All those sprints we've been running all week, all the conditioning, now's the time to make it work.
So with second down and about 6, there goes Sham Wheeler again, and Wheeler gets first down yardage as he goes right up the middle. That defense trying to stop him as number 66, one of the first there to meet him for that Radford High School football team, as Cameron Mitchell was there.
You know, when you're a player at Parry McCluer and the team scores on you, it's like they insulted your mother. They come right back after you. They didn't like that at all.
That's exactly right. They did not want to give up a touchdown, you know that, with that pride. And so now they get the football back and don't have a first down, but it'll be third and about a foot for the first down. Any guesses who might get it? In the bag of tricks, they have so many. Dickinson, Carter, Barger, who comes in there. Also, Sham Wheeler. All of them can carry that football. And, of course, let us not forget quarterback Mike Twitty.
Well, it could be a good passing situation, but Bob is more than likely just going to pick up the first down so they can continue to work on the clock.
And Sham Wheeler, who really has been coming on here, gets across the 40 and down to about the 36, 37-yard line. That'll give a first down yardage to Parry McCluer, and, of course, keep that clock running now inside of 9 minutes.
Well, Coach Lindenberg faced double jeopardy there, because if had he kicked the ball off to him deep, he had to worry about him putting on a ball control game. So he takes a chance and tries the onside, but the only bad news about that is look at the field position they ended up with. So he really had a tough time. Only way he could win was to recover the onside kick.
There goes Wheeler again. This time twirls away, keeps fighting, and brought down. Good move by Wheeler. Larnell Lewis brings him down, but they will pick up some more yardage, and he stays inbounds. And you'll see Wheeler, who is really picking up some good yardage here, again goes around, breaks a couple tackles, spins off, and fights for more yardage. And more importantly, says, I'm going to stay in bounds to keep that clock running. Second down and about 4. The ball resting at the 30-yard line in Radford territory with 8 minutes left in this football game. There goes a handoff. This time not much running room for Eric Carter. He stopped at the line of scrimmage. One of the first there to meet him was big number 62 for Radford High, Mike Whitaker, and Whitaker brings him down. It will be 3rd and 4.
What I like about the Blues is they don't do anything real fancy. Their uniforms aren't real fancy. In fact, when you look at them, who do you think about, Dave?
The Nittany Lions of Penn State.
Exactly.
They look exactly
they just go
like
out there in a yeoman-like way, work hard, get the job done, and sing on the way home.
And, of course, it'll be a nice trip back to Buena Vista, hanging on to this lead, as that was 3rd down yardage. Did not get the first down. It will bring on 4th down, and you know they'll probably go for it as the clock continues to run down to the 7-minute mark left in this game. 4th and about 2 for the first down.
I'd hate to be the defensive coordinator here to try to see what they may do. They've ran the counter, they've ran the option, they've ran the power play, they've ran the quick sweep. I mean, you can name 7 plays that have been effective for them, and you've got to try to stop them here. They're in the full-house backfield. This more than likely calls for the power off tackle.
There goes the handoff straight ahead, and getting that first down yardage as they went straight up. That was number 29, as Robbie Dickinson gets first down yardage. And once again, John Clark, that 238-pound senior tackle, opening the way for the running back. Can't say enough about that offensive line and the way this has gone. And what this does is give them first down yardage on the 25 and also 4 more downs to work with to keep that clock running.
Watch Clark on the quick pitch. Watch him right there. Look at him.
And that's number 22, Eric Carter. Boy, Clark out there in front of him and finally ridden out of bounds over there as the Matt Plum was able to bring him down. You know, you talk about Parry McCluer. One thing we have to mention in a few weeks down the road in the Pioneer District, Perry McCluer and Glenver will meet. That ought to be a whale of a football game.
Oh man, I tell you, that will be dynamite, and expect a good crowd for that one. Where is that one played, Dave?
I'm not sure if that one's at Buena Vista or at Glenver, but either place, you better believe they're going to have a crowd. There goes a handout straight ahead. This time it goes to big number 46, Barger, and Barger carries it down to about the 10-yard line.
I tell you, if I was one of those running backs for Perry McCluer, especially Carter, who's the Clark side, well, Dickinson as well, and whoever else has been in there, I bet you they take those tackles out for pizza every night.
As well they should, because I tell you what, between Owens and John Clark, those two guys have just really done a whale of a job, as has that entire offensive line. 1st and 10, the ball resting just outside the 12. Here's a penalty marker down, and we'll see what this one is. Delay a game. It'll cost them 5 yards, but at this point, it's academic for the Fighting Blues.
Another thing I think a key to their attack, watch their offensive line as they come out this time, and watch the splits that they get in there. You see so many teams lined up toe-to-toe. These guys get the splits, it gives them the angles, it creates the seams, but this is called, I guess that's called a split T formation for that reason. But take a look at those lines, take a look at that line and the splits that they get.
So it's 1st and 15, the ball at the 17. Here comes going wide, number 22, Eric Carter. And Carter not going to gain a lot of yardage, but again, what Bob Williams is looking for is those running backs to stay in bound, get some yardage, and even if they don't get a touchdown, they will have Radford deep in their own territory with not a lot of time remaining. It brings on 2nd down, and it will be 10. The ball at the 12-yard line, so they made up the 5 yards on the penalty on 1st down.
You might see the option this time to this side with Twitty having the opportunity to keep it himself or pitch back.
Here we go with a 2nd and 10. There goes Twitty. Exact call right there. And he's going to hold on, and that time he finally gets it to Sham Wheeler, and Wheeler goes in for the touchdown. Unreal. What a job Twitty did. And Sham Wheeler goes in for the touchdown, this time from 12 yards out. I don't know. Don must be the offensive coordinator of Perry McCluer as he picks out that one, calling it perfectly, and waiting till the last second was Mike Twitty, who got it to Wheeler, and Wheeler went in for the touchdown.
That's why you call it the option. He made him think he was going to keep it at the last minute when he made the defense commit. He tossed it out there, and just like you draw it on the board.
And guess what? John Clark's added another extra point, and that makes the score 26 for the Fighting Blues of Perry McCluer and 8 for the Radford Bobcats. We'll be back with more 4th quarter action right after this.
Blindfold, monsieur?
No.
Cigarette?
No.
What do you want on your tombstone?
Pepperoni and sausage. Tombstone pizza, Pierre!
Once you start thinking about Tombstone Pizza's killer sauce and real Wisconsin cheese, nothing else matters. So what do you want on your tombstone?
Napkin? No.
It took just minutes. Seemed like hours. It's the little things that meant so much. The wedding pictures, the quilt from Grandma. All you can do is pick yourself up and start over. And Virginia Farm Bureau Insurance will be there to help. We can't replace the sentimental value, but we'll help with the house, the refrigerator, the easy chair. So you can start building new memories right away. At Virginia Farm Bureau, helping you is what we do best.
From floor covering to furniture and appliances, the Carpet Outlet has everything you need for your home, and we service what we sell. The Carpet Outlet, Sycamore Avenue in downtown Buena Vista.
takes a lot of guts to tell someone he's too drunk to drive. But you can do it. Just say it. Because if you don't, there may be nothing left to say.
Kevin, I'm going to drive.
Take the keys, call a cab, take a stand. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
And don't forget, weeknights at 7 o'clock on Fox 2127, A Current Affair. Same show on another station, and, of course, the Murphy Brown Show at 7:30. Great entertainment, 7 o'clock, Current Affair, 7:30, Murphy Brown on Fox 2127, WJPR, WVFT. All right, we are ready to go on the kickoff, and the Fighting Blues will get this one off, and down it will come to Lewis. Lewis across the 30. Lewis fighting to the 30, 31-yard line, and that is where they will be brought down as the Fighting Blues bring him down. And we'll have a chance to see the job that Mike Twitty does as he gets at the Sham Wheeler for this touchdown.
Well, here he comes down the line. Right now, he's reading. He's looking to see what the defense is doing. Once he turns upfield, he tries to fake the defense out, and then once they committed themselves, then he makes a pitch at the last minute. And as I say, Dave, you can draw that play on the board, and that's exactly where you draw it up. Twitty ran it to perfection.
So it will be the touchdown, the final one possibly for Parry McCluer tonight, but we shall see. There it goes to Larnell Lewis. Larnell Lewis gets some yardage and fights his way to the 35-yard line. Met there by number 36, Craig Floyd. That will be a gain of about 4 yards, and we are inside of 4 minutes left in this football game with the Fighting Blues well in control. There again is Underwood. This time things break down, and John Clark, the defensive tackle, was there in on him.
Dave, you know, year in and year out, Parry McCluer is always around at playoff time. Let's remember one thing. This is a senior football team. 8 of their 11 offensive players are seniors. When you have that senior team, that's the time that you really expect to make the real run for the state championship, and I'm sure they're going to do it. And the other thing about it is, what I like so much about it, a lot of teams, when they have those seniors, sometimes get a little senioritis, but there's no senioritis on that field tonight. Those kids are playing just as hard as when they did when they were freshmen.
And we have an injury down there on the field as Radford, one of their offensive linemen, Tommy Tinley, is injured. And don't forget, aside from this game, we have great college football tomorrow as the Florida State Seminoles take on the Hurricanes of Miami Saturday at noon. As you won't want to miss that activity, noon tomorrow, Florida State and Miami, and that ought to be a dandy. If it's anything like last year's game, or in fact the last couple years, that's going to go down to the wire.
If it's anything like last year's game, Bobby Bowden will hope he's got a field goal kicker.
That's right. Bobby Bowden will want to do it. Tommy Tinley is going to come off the field and gets a nice round of applause from the Radford faithful here, as Coach Norm Linneberg also out to check on him. And into the lineup now will be number 66. That's Cameron Mitchell. So Tinley is out and Mitchell is in. 3 minutes left in this football game. Back to punt, Casey Underwood. The snap is back. It's a low snap, and they get the punt off. Underwood gets a nice one and going to get a good bounce. Going to bounce at the 30, and inside the 30 all the way to the 25-yard line. So a fine punt by Casey Underwood. We've seen some fine punting tonight by Underwood for the Radford Bobcats and Mike Twitty for Parry McCluer. There's Tommy Tinley being attended to on the sideline for Radford. Karen Jenkins, the trainer we talked to you about, who had such a great career at Roanoke College, is a basketball player for Susan Dunnigan.
Look on the field, Dave. You got a lot of white uniforms. White uniforms. That tells you one thing. We got those youngsters in there taking their hit at it now, who are reserves, getting their opportunity to play, and watch them. They've got pride, too.
That's number 15 in at quarterback for Parry McCluer, getting in his opportunity, Ray Thompson. And, of course, next week we'll be in Bedford County for the Battle of Bedford between Liberty High School and the Cavaliers of Jefferson Forest. Of course, Jefferson Forest ranked among the top teams in Group AA.
I don't know where they left off last year.
In fact, right on this field last year, Norm Lenneberg's ball club took him to the wire, and Jefferson Forest went on to win that game and move on to the state championship before losing to Nottoway. There goes a handoff. Again, as Don mentioned, some of the backups are getting an opportunity to run with the football, and that was number 20 for Parry McCluer carrying that football. Todd Stinnett, and he gets a gain of about 3.
And another thing to look at as far as this Parry McCluer program, the reserves are in there now. However, those first junior players are standing right at the side of the field, right up near the field, cheering them on. They're not sitting back on the bench talking to each other about their accomplishments tonight. They're cheering these youngsters on, and I'm sure Twitty is cheering his counterpart on, because he will be the man next year more than likely, number 15.
And, of course, that being quarterback Ray Thompson. There's a handoff. And fighting down across the 35 to the 36-yard line. We do want to mention also, Don, that, as always, we want to mention our first-team Auto Mall Awards and Trophy Player of the Game tonight. And it has to be none other than the quarterback, Mike Twitty, for Parry McCluer. And, of course, let us not forget John Clark, who not only did a great job on that offensive line and kicking, but also defensively.
Well, think about what those two accomplished tonight. Twitty ran, he passed, he punted, Clark blocked, played defensive tackle also and tackled, kicked off, and kicked extra points. So that's two pretty good nights of efforts from those two.
Twitty going to get a chance to punt the football again. And this one goes way, way up in the air. Going to get a bounce. And it'll roll inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
You know why he did that, don't you? He wanted it to go high, he wanted to hit, he wanted to bounce around, because he's running the clock.
And he did it. That punt took 11 seconds. We're down to 59 seconds left in this football game.
I told you they've got to play for everything.
And back in will be quarterback Casey Underwood. 35-yard line for the Radford High School Bobcats, leading in this one 36-8. And as you can see, the clock is running inside of 40 seconds left in this game. There goes a handoff straight ahead as getting an opportunity to run with the football for Radford High School. Number 37, Lyle Morton, getting his chance, as Coach Norm Lenneberg getting some of his substitutes in. Down to the final 20 seconds left in this game. And Parry McCluer's Fighting Blues on to their 5th win of the season. And Norm Lenneberg still looking for victory number 1 here with Radford High School. There's a handoff again to Morton. Morton going to gain some great yardage across midfield. That will be first down yardage. But as soon as they set the sticks, there is the clock running with 2 seconds. It's it, and the game is over. So the Radford High School Bobcats end it with a first down, and we'll be back with the wrap-up of tonight's game, won by Parry McCluer, 36-8. But first, let's take this commercial timeout.